Welcome to Let's Talk Healthy Living. I'm Marlene, your host. For this episode, we're chatting with Georgia Morissette, who shares her insights on healthy living. At almost 80, she is a busy lady. She's also fun and vivacious. Let's see how she does it. I think you'll be inspired. Georgia, thank you so much for joining us, and welcome to Let's Talk Healthy Living, and welcome all of you to Let's Talk Healthy Living. And today you're probably wondering why we have our sunglasses on, because we're in Greeley with Georgia, and it's a beautiful day, the sun is shining, and we're going to have an absolutely amazing conversation with Georgia today. So thank you again. And one of the reasons we wanted to chat with you is that you're an inspiration for healthy living.
Thank you.
I understand that you're almost 80 and you're writing a book, you're still teaching yoga, you're doing talks. Just thinking about it, it's like people half your age would be exhausted. And one of the things that you want to know is you want to hear your inspirational story about healthy living, but also how you get your energy and positivity as well. But before we get into all of that, because I'm sure you're all excited, and I'm excited to hear more, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I was born in Hungary, and because of politics at that time, my mother was told that I couldn't go past grade 8. I'd have to work in a factory because of communist ruling. And a couple of things put together came to a conclusion that if we want a future for both my sister and I, she's 4 years younger, we best leave the country. Now, when many people leave the country, it's let's book a ticket and let's go. No. We had to escape. We had to go through, now I call it trauma. Because I'm a positive person, I thought of it as an adventure. As we're escaping through farmers' field so that we can get to Austria, they were shooting up flares, and I've always loved fireworks, so I'm looking up, at which time one of the people who was escaping with us literally smashes me down to the ground. I'm wondering, what's that for? Dear, that's not fireworks. That's a flare so that the Russians can see you and they can go ahead and shoot you. So next time you see one, get down. So fast forward to, obviously everything worked out, landed up being in Canada, but for about a year and a half, I didn't speak English. So if you were talking to me, I would say, oh, yes, and I had no idea what you were saying. And I remember one time the social worker who was helping us said, yes, and I went, oh, no. So obviously I finally caught on to English, but languages have never been my strength.
That's hard to believe because your English is impeccable after many years, and I think you also speak French as well, right?
French. The French teacher in high school said, I'm going to give you 50 so you don't fail the year, but basically you're not much more than 30 or 40%. But
Georgia, you are so positive. It's absolutely incredible. You're fit, you're positive. Where'd you get all that energy? And after all that you've been through as well, and you're living healthy, how do you do it?
I think one of my favorite sayings is count your blessings, not your missings. Look on the bright side of what's happening, not on the dark side. Appreciate what you're doing and learn to be a better self. Here's one example. I remember I dropped something in a public area and I went, oh, I'm such a klutz. And this stranger said, how dare you? What do you mean, how dare you? How dare you put yourself down? You should be your own best friend. Don't ever do that. And do you know that happened like decades ago? And I never say, oh, I'm such an idiot or I'm such a goof. No. You made a mistake and then what?
Yeah, exactly. And that's an important part of healthy living as well, right?
Yeah.
that positivity as well, and just feeling good about who you are,
Yeah.
and your uniqueness. And I think you've essentially embraced that. But I'm sure our viewers are wondering, in terms of healthy living, I'd love to hear your insights about this and how you stay fit.
First of all, I always loved fitness. I was even featured in some books when I was a little girl because I took gymnastics and such. And I believe that if you can move, do it. Because one day as you get old, you might not be able to do it, so do it. And unfortunately, at the age of 55, I was diagnosed with jam joints and arthritis in my lower back. Up until then, I was teaching fitness for 12 years. I was also a teacher. Teaching is so much fun. And if the children know that you're enjoying it, they will definitely comply. So while we were teaching in Germany one time, I was teaching grade 7, and I used to at recess play ping pong with one of the teachers who always beat me. The children knew this, my grade 7s. So this one day I came into the class and I stood and I just didn't say anything. I just stood there smiling. And within 1 or 2 minutes, the entire class stood up and clapped. They knew that I beat him finally.
Perseverance.
Yes.
Yes,
Oh,
exactly.
I truly believe that.
Yes. But talking about smiling, you told me an absolutely amazing story about the importance of smiling and when you were an executive. And at that time, you were just busy, as most of us are, doing our job and just forgetting to smile. So please, can you tell us a little bit more about that story?
Smiling, first of all, only uses 4 muscles, and it relaxes your neck and your shoulders. So I now teach chair yoga to seniors, and I actually say to them, you know what, even if, let's say, you're in a senior home and your soup is cold yet again, instead of saying, can you just heat up my soup, you know I like it hot. When you frown, you use 27 muscles, you tighten your neck and your shoulders. So I teach them, say, I would really prefer my soup heated. Would that be possible, please, and thank you? Because number one, the reception will be much more giving to you, and also it's catching. I remember standing in front at the back of a church one time, and my husband said, "Why is everybody smiling at us?" I said, "Because I'm smiling at them." And now I even sometimes play a game where I will smile and count how many people will smile back.
Yes, and one of the things that help people to smile are those little cards that you give out as well.
It all started with 3 words. I teach chair yoga to seniors, and I'm a senior, so what is the typical reaction to, oh, now I've got to go and live in a senior home? Oh, but I don't want to leave my home. And so it takes 3 months to become part of the group. Well, this one morning, this woman came in right at the beginning of my class, and she said, "Hi, I just moved in this morning." And I watched her, because first of all, nobody ever came to class when they just moved in. Second of all, she's got a wig on, and she's in a wheelchair, and she does everything. So at the end of the class, I went over and I said, "Did you say you just moved in this morning?" And she goes, "Yes." I said, "Do you have a secret? I've never seen such wonderful attitude and participation. Do you have a secret?" She goes, "Yes. Acknowledge, accept, and adjust." I have written that on stones over 300 times, and people have it on their desk, and people have it on their counter, they have it in the kitchen. One of them just showed me the other day that she still carries it in her purse. So that's when I think I began to have the feeling, if you can make a difference to someone every day, go for it. So to me, total strangers, people who are at the cash at a grocery store, I always leave one for them, and I look for new ones. If I see something on TV where there's an impacting comment made to somebody, make a collage out of it, cut it out. Now I've got 20 of the same thing, I'll pass it over to them.
And you've given out, like, what can we say?
700 at least since COVID.
700 since COVID?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Oh, can I tell you, one person actually threw it away.
So one person out of 699 people actually kept them.
And it was at a dollar store. She was a cashier. I gave it to her and she looked and she threw it away. But guess what? What was the gift in that for me? Georgia, don't give your power away. 600 and plus loved it. 601 or 699 loved it. One didn't. And then I came up with a saying, and then what? And I sewed it on a t-shirt. And then what? Maybe that'll be my new business.
Yeah, new t-shirt, popular t-shirt. Yeah, for sure. But you also told me a story about when you were younger as an executive, and you read something that we smile, we smile, what, 22 times or something like that, adults?
Children laugh 400 times, adults laugh 15 times. So I was working for this major company in sales, 400 reps in the world. And when I read that article, I've been with the company for 2.5 years. I thought, today I laughed once. Oh no, I laughed twice, not 15 times. What about yesterday? I don't think I laughed at all. Well, maybe when I got home, but definitely not on the job. So I phoned my boss and I said, I have to tell you that I'm giving you 2 weeks notice. I'm going to be resigning. He goes, what do you mean you're resigning? You're number 40 out of my 400 reps across the world. And if you stop visiting your children across the world, you would go ahead and be my number one. You can't be resigning. I said, I am resigning. And I told him why. I can't laugh on the job, and it's not me. I like laughing. Nobody quits for that. I said, you can no longer say that. I'm quitting because of that. I'm good at what I'm doing, but I'm not enjoying it. Too bad it took me 2.5 years to think about that.
Yes, yeah, and you're still smiling and making other people smile. That's absolutely incredible.
It's a choice.
Yes, and sometimes we have to make those difficult choices, right, for healthy living and for our health and well-being.
Yeah.
Yeah, completely. And but that leads me into something that you also spoke about, and it's about building those relationships as well, because you talked about the importance of relationships.
Well, it's interesting. I told you I was a teacher for 18 years, and I love to this day to take courses on something that is meaningful, that can enrich your life. And this one course said, I'd like everybody to write down the people that are so impacting and you love so much, that are there for you, back and forth. Write them down for me. So I wrote. I wrote 35 names. And she came along and she goes, what's that? I said, what you told us to do. And she said, 35 names? What are you doing? Most impacting people in your life, the ones who would do anything for you, and vice versa. You'd fly across the country for them if you had to. Please narrow that down to less than 5. And she was right. Like, yes, I love those 35 people, maybe more by now. But would we say, excuse me, I've got to go help a friend right now? Not for 35. But less than 5, yes.
And that's generally what it is, right? Because some people say, this person's my friend, this person's my friend, but are they really? And it takes time and commitment to build and it's important to nurture those friendships, right? As
totally. Well. And my stance now is, if you don't make me feel seen, safe, and heard, you might be one of the 35, but you're not part of the less than 5.
Yes, exactly, because you're doing that to them, right? Making them
Yes.
feel seen, safe, and heard. So that should also be reciprocated.
Yeah.
And sometimes we forget about that because we're giving, and you talking about giving. One of the things that you mentioned, and I was fascinated about, is reminding women the importance to take care of themselves.
We should learn from the men, and I'll tell you why. When a man comes home from work, I don't think I've ever heard of one who goes, oh, let me do the dishes, let me help with this, let me do... They either, well, at that time when I was teaching this, definitely read the newspaper or change into their pajamas or watch the news or, oh, I'll make myself a cup of coffee. But they certainly don't get into doing tasks. What are women like? I worked all day long and I'd better put the supper on and I better clear the table and I better set the table and I better go ahead and get the meal on the table in the next hour. So I teach this. Now, sometimes you teach what you most need to learn. When I first began to teach, like start taking care of yourself, I remember standing at the stove with my legs crossed because I had to go to the bathroom, but I better put this on first. So now I'm working at what have you done for you today? Even if it means I've put my favorite hand cream on, or I stopped to listen to a meditation, or I took a bubble bath, whichever. What have you done that was all about you?
And talking about meditation, that's one of the things that you do as part of healthy living. Like one of the things you noted was sleeping 8 to 10 hours a night, and you meditate before going to bed.
Yeah, because I'm hyperactive, and I'm still taking a course every Tuesday night, because I figure if you stop learning, then your brain begins to shrink. So one of the things I learned not that long ago was stop eating sugar and having coffee by 2 o'clock in the afternoon. That's one. We were fortunate with our lifestyle that I was able to shift to doing main meal at noon and a very light open-faced sandwich at night. Finish any liquid that you take at night by 6, at the very worst by 7 o'clock. And then I go to bed at 10 pretty regularly. And I do have the alarm on at 7:30 so for classes that I teach. But if I don't have the alarm on, Mondays and Fridays, I'm usually around. I can sleep till late, sometimes till 8:30. Somebody said, at your age, do you get up to the bathroom? I said, no. I'm fine as long as I stop drinking liquids at 6 o'clock.
Okay,
Yeah.
No, that's absolutely incredible. That's amazing. But one of the things as well you notice is that you don't diet. So how do you keep fit? And I love the story that you told about many years ago. You went to the doctor, and you weren't kind of feeling yourself. You were dressing in colors that were a little bit dull, and can you tell us, Sonia, your doctor gave you really good advice.
One of the things is that stop eating when you're no longer hungry. Huge. I remember when I learned that about 30 years ago, I came out from the lecture and bought myself a chicken salad sandwich. I love that. And I remember through the first half, picked up the second half. Are you still hungry? No, but I love it. Are you still hungry? No. Okay, then put it away. Do you know that my doctor actually said that out of all the seniors that she has, I'm the only one who doesn't put on 2-3 pounds every year? And not because I diet, it's because I stop eating when I'm no longer hungry. Do I have a specific diet? Not especially, but I very rarely cook my vegetables. I eat it raw. And I still eat like some noodles and meat and whatever else and a salad and such. But I try to make it that, why am I smushing up the vegetables by cooking them so soft? I still don't have dentures, so that I can go ahead and take a bite of that wonderful cauliflower or broccoli or celery. So eating healthy, Stop eating when you're no longer hungry. Drink your, okay, this one. Try to have 8 to 10 glasses of water or liquid a day. Why? Yours truly landed up having a kidney stone way, way back. And I remember the doctor saying to me after, tell me about your liquid intake. I have about that much milk in the morning. Oh, and about that much with supper time at night. I'll see you again, he said. You'll be back for more kidney stones. You need to have 8 to 10 glasses of liquid, preferably water, every day. I didn't have any more kidney operations.
So you listen to your doctor?
Yeah.
Oh, good. That's amazing.
Yeah.
But you definitely stay fit, but you actually look fabulous, because I know sometimes as people age, men may be a little bit different, but they start dressing differently. They say that there are things that they can't wear because they're too old. But you look absolutely fabulous, and you look stylish.
There was a time, year 2000, I became a grandmother. And I don't know what went in here, but I began to wear just very dull colors and dressed then, 26 years ago, like, you're a grandmother. Stop looking stylish and young. Okay. How did that serve me? I put on 25 pounds. And I remember my doctor saying to me, what's going on? You're changed. And I said, well, I'm a grandmother. I can't be the young person anymore. And he said, but you can. It's a choice. So I'm going to tell you that unless you lose at least 25 pounds in the next few months, I'll have to put you on a program because you're working too hard for your heart. So I went out and bought a pair of pants with the zipper going this way instead of up. That was April. My birthday's in July. By July, I fit into those pants. Not by dieting. I can't diet. By drinking lots of water and stop eating second helpings. And I think that's when I learned how to eat properly.
And you've been the same weight for many years.
Yeah. For at least 25 years.
Wow, that's
26.
That's incredible. So you don't need to diet, just as long as you're changing. It's about changing your mindset as well, right?
What's your goal? Like, do you have a goal, or are you just cruising along? And I love the one, I think I already mentioned a little bit. We each have a comfort zone. And if you always do what you've always done, it begins to shrink. So start doing something different so it can grow. I remember when I first taught this, I came out of the class and I went, so what are you going to do different? Well, instead of getting in the driver's side of the car, I walked around the car first and then I opened the door. So next day, what are you going to do today? Oh, I'm going to take a new route to my work. Do you know it was 10 minutes faster than what I usually took? So not that you're going to do that every single day, but what a good idea. Don't do the same old. Have you ever thought of that as boring?
Yeah, so sometimes we have to push ourselves to go outside of our comfort zone, right?
Totally.
And a lot of times as we get age, we all say, oh, people think, they're too old to change. I think we need to stop thinking like that we're too old to change, because as you said, we should always keep learning and doing new things that we love, and we'd be surprised when we try it, right?
Well, it's, in a way, as I'm having this wonderful connect with you, I'm thinking back to when I escaped from Hungary. I was 10, I didn't speak English, and then from 10 to 33, I would not have agreed to do this. Why? Because in my mind, and also thanks to a girlfriend's mother who used to introduce me all the time, this is the little immigrant girl, this is the little refugee girl. So I just saw, 2 days ago, I saw one of my grade 5 girlfriends, and she said, do you remember how long we called you a mouse? Because no, I don't want to do this. And so I gave my power away for 23 years. And then a woman said something to me which shook me. And I thought, are you going to be in hiding for the rest of your life? Or are you going to be the vivacious person you were before you left Hungary at 10 years old? Why did you give her away?
What did she say to you? I'm curious.
Keep on shining.
Really? And you've done it, and you're doing it, and continue.
I'm catching up for those 23 years. Have you noticed?
Exactly. That's amazing. And shine bright. And you're helping other people to shine as well, right?
I don't want them to lose their identity for 23 years.
Yeah.
Wasted days and wasted nights.
It's true. It's true. So we need to get rid of that mindset, about aging, and think of aging differently. It's just a beautiful transition, and you demonstrate that. So thank you. You're an absolute inspiration for many of us.
Thank you.
Yes, so thank you for that. But so what do you have coming up, Georgia? I know you keep busy. What do you have coming up?
Well, let's put it this way. My husband says that we're 58 years married, and happily married. Of course, there's been a few, but let's put it this way. One of the biggest things that I've learned is there's a difference between reaction and responding. So let's say that you're now upsetting me. I can go, I don't want to answer any more questions. That's my reaction. Responding is, do you have a list more to do, or how are we doing? It's how you communicate that makes a difference to you, for your blood pressure, for your reaction, and to the recipient. Say it the way you'd like somebody to speak to you. There's even one, okay, I have to see if I can remember. Let's say I'm upset with you, okay? It's a script. So I say, I feel upset. You can't say, what now? You have to say, tell me about it. Then I tell you, and then again, you can't give your excuses. You have to repeat what you just heard me say. So now I feel seen, safe, and heard, and we can get into a discussion about why I'm having an uptight day today. That is one of the best lessons I've ever learned. Do I practice it all the time? I'm not going to answer that question.
Oh, that's incredible. Thank you. But you've got a book coming out. Tell us about it. Can you tell us about it? Give us a sneak peek.
Oh my gosh. Well, we've been writing it for 2 years. And interestingly enough, I've been telling it to my students since 1979. I've been giving a talk about my Hungarian escape story to seniors. I give positivity talks to different work establishments and also senior homes. And finally, I thought, you know what? My students loved, they used to say, don't send us out for recess, finish the story. Well, if it's that interesting to young people, it might be interesting to more seniors too. So we finished a book. It's 200 some pages. I've been very, very fortunate that a press company actually engaged us. We've got a contract. The book should be coming out probably by the end of September. And I'm looking forward to the fact that it may make a difference to someone's life who's reading it, saying, well, if she can do it, I can do it.
Yeah, and that's what we want. That's one of the reasons that we do these videos and these podcasts, is for people to say that, to inspire people, to motivate people, to show them that they can also do it as well.
And it's count your blessings, not your missings. And one of the things that we do with my sweetheart husbands at night for the last 3 years, we just learned it, is we tell each other every night, what do I appreciate about you? What do you appreciate about me? Honestly, some nights the list is short, some nights it's long, but there's been something that was nice. Go to bed with something that's nice on your mind.
And that is important. And to show appreciation for people, that is important, right?
Totally.
Completely. And so what advice, to conclude, what advice would you leave our viewers? For example, young women, and maybe even young men, that are coming up.
Dare to be you. Dare to be you. And dare to make a difference. And to me, one of the things is do a good deed every day. And what happens if today it was horrible hailstorm and I didn't go anywhere, I didn't teach any of my classes? How can I make a difference to someone? Well, today I wrote a happy birthday note and a condolence note for a friend whose sister's passing. You can, especially now, you can communicate, you can phone, you can say a prayer if you're religious. How have I made a difference to someone's life today? Is how I like to end. And if you haven't, then it's not time to go to bed yet. Work on it.
Exactly, and that would apply for everyone, young, middle-aged, seniors, everyone.
And it's doable. Now, here's one more thing that I find. I think it's mostly women who do it, but we'll have to see if men do it too. Let's say right now I say, you know what, and this is not true, I'm using it as an example. You know, the sun is too hot, like, do you mind going in and getting me a hat, please? We're so reluctant to ask for a favor. And what I teach as well too is by asking, I give you a chance to do a good deed, and you still have the choice of saying yes or no. So where is the harm for asking? So many of us, I don't want to impose, I don't want to expect something from you. I'm not expecting, I'm asking. And you've got a choice, yes or no.
Yeah, exactly. And so thank you so much, Georgia. So Georgia's book is coming out September, you said?
The end of September, yeah.
At the end of September. Keep an eye out for that as well.
What is it? From Revolution to Evolution.
From Revolution to Evolution. That is an incredible, powerful title.
Oh, I'm looking forward to making a difference even when I'm not around.
But you'll be around for a long time.
I plan to be.
Yes.
See, that's, again, the idea. Unfortunately, I'm hanging around with a lot of my grade 5 friends, and I'm still the healthiest. Why? And I've had a big health challenge as well, too. Came home from that after a major operation, and they gave me all kinds of prescriptions for painkillers, and I'm not lying. 0 pain. And everybody, what do you mean? Like, you had this and you're not taking painkillers? Even opioids? No. I'm not in pain. Now, does positivity do that to physical challenges too? We have yet to learn.
But it works for you.
Yeah.
Continue doing it.
Yeah.
You're certainly an inspiration.
Thank you.
And do you also do? You said you also do talks. Can people contact you?
Yes.
To do talks as well?
I do positivity talks for businesses and for senior homes, definitely.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so very much, Georgia. You're a complete inspiration. I appreciate it.
Thank you. I feel honored that you asked. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you all for watching. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thanks for tuning in.